Great. So, ma'am, I am Ritesh. I look after the international division of Pratham, and I believe you had certain queries, ma'am. Please go ahead, ma'am. Whatever your queries are, I'll try to.
No, there were no queries. I got a call from Pratham asking that, whether I'm looking for the national admissions or for any universities which are abroad. So I gave the simple reason that as of now, my mind is not very clear as to what we are looking for. So I'm exploring both the options. So I would like to understand that, if you're preparing my child, so right now I've enrolled Tanmay in Pratham for IPM and CUET classes,
Wonderful.
right? So he started almost a month back. So he's doing the classes, the weekend classes, whatever the schedule is there. So I wanted to understand from you that what are the opportunities. He's taken commerce with maths in grade 11th. Right now he's in grade 11 and he's pursuing commerce with maths. So what are the options? What are the universities? How do you apply for such universities abroad, whether it is for undergrad or postgrad?
So, ma'am,
Yeah.
frankly speaking, if you are looking at undergrad situations at the moment, so in India, the entire admission process of undergraduate, studies is based on entrances, okay, which you are already
Okay.
preparing for, right? Now, there are certain universities which have cropped up in the last 5 years and are suddenly doing very well in terms of their admissions, their feedback, etc. So these universities are like Ashoka, Flame, Kriya, and Laksha. Okay, majorly these four universities. Now their
Okay.
course offerings are a little different than our traditional set of universities. For example, let's say Ashoka University has a course which is called BSc Finance and Economics. So it's a combination program between finance and economics. Now, normally when we go for economics in India, it is a BA economics program in Northern India and a BSc economics program in the other parts of India. Okay, so it's a simple one genre program in economics. But a combination program is something to, look at. There is no other option in India which has a combination program. So that is an opportunity that students are looking at. Now, the admission process of Ashoka is quite...
One second, I have a question here. So now Ashoka, only if he wants to pursue economics, that's an option.
That's an
But
option.
if he doesn't, yeah. So if he doesn't want to do economics, what are the other integrated programs that are available for, finance specifically?
Okay. So as a finance program also, ma'am, this program is well recommended because, as I told you, it's a economics plus finance. And whenever you're trying to study finance, if your roots in economics are pretty strong, you tend to do better. Okay? So you
I
can
agree.
take it as an option. Okay. And please understand that Ashoka's acceptance rate is very low. They accept round about, say, 7.5% students only every year. Okay. So it's a pretty tough fight. Apart from this, you can also look at Flame University, which is in Pune. They offer a bachelor's in business administration course with a specific specialization in either business analytics, finance, or say communication management, these kind of areas. So that's also pretty different kind of a program. Similarly, if you look at Kriya University, which is in Andhra Pradesh, they also provide a course where you have a business business minor with economics major. Okay.
Okay.
And then you have Plaksha in Mohali, which offers a very different program. It is like a BTech data science in business and economics.
Sorry, can you come again?
Yeah, it is BTech data science in business and economics.
Okay.
It's a very different kind of a program. It's a 4-year program, first of all. And it is the next stage career, I would say. If you look at data sciences primarily is an answer to all questions around the world. Okay. So
But
that
for that,
means,
science background is not required?
no, ma'am. Anybody with mathematics as a subject in +2 can apply for this.
Okay. That's interesting, huh?
Yeah, it's very interesting kind of
So,
a question.
my name is Rohit. I have a question. I have been hearing it. So all these four universities which you were alluding to, the Flame and Plaksha and Ashoka, and the fourth one, the
Kriya.
Andhra Kriya,
Mm.
all these have their separate, or they take a
Entrance.
weightage from CUT.
Sir, there is the admission processes of these universities are individually led. So there is no combination exam. Okay. And their admission processes are also quite unique. So if you look at these universities, their admission pattern is just like the abroad universities. So they will not only look at your scores between class 10th to class 12th, they will also look at your extracurricular activities. They would ask you to take an entrance. They would ask you to write several essays, plus there will be interviews. So the process of filtration is quite strong. Okay. And as you're already preparing for the entrance, so you're already half prepared for it. And if you can prepare your profile accordingly, write the essays against the deadlines, probably you can also apply to these universities. Okay.
So, like
So
Ritesh, these all universities are very new, except I think Plaksha is definitely new,
yeah, Plaksha
right?
is
New. So, so there is very less reference point for these kind of universities. So you have a track record of getting into these colleges to prepare a kid slightly different from CUT.
right. So I have been looking at Ashoka for the last 5 years almost. And every year I get a few students who take up the program at Ashoka. In fact, last year, one of my students from modern school, Parakamba, has made it through. So her feedback about Ashoka is pretty nice. I mean, she also went through the CUET exam and made it at Maitri and JMC, but she refused to go there. She is still studying at Ashoka. As far as claim is considered, it's round about a 9-year-old university. Okay. So there can be a lot of point of references from that angle. Laksha is pretty new, but the program is very promising. Kriya, on the other hand, is something that I have started applying from last year onward. Sir, I would just request you to kindly visit the websites of these universities and just try to understand the admission process and their pedagogy of teaching. Probably that will help you to understand. Okay. So that is one part, ma'am. If I can go back to your original question, ma'am. So you were also asking about abroad opportunities and universities. So when you look at abroad universities, ma'am, the situation is that abroad university admissions, for that you have to first understand that what all countries can I look at, and for that you have to have an objective. Normally, my clients, they come with an objective that I want to go to a best university, and probably I want to stay there for a couple of years, earn some experience, and then I want to come back. This is majority's opinion. Some come with an opinion that I don't want to come back. Okay. So, and the third obviously is there. Very few people ask for it, but I don't care about the job part. What I care about is education. Give me the best university possible. I would like to go there. So, out of the three, whatever you feel your objective is, according to that, probably I can make a plan or I can tell you about universities. Okay. So let's suppose you say that, I want to stay there for a couple of years and probably I want to come back, which is a general, thing to do. So in that case, the countries that you should look at would be United Kingdom, would be Europe, can be Canada, can be Australia also. Why not US? Because US majorly for these business programs, they will not offer a post-study job search visa. That means after completion, you'll have to just pack up your bag and come back. And the expense in studying in US will be between 2.5 crores to 3.5 crores for a period of 4 years. So it is not very logical, spending that amount of money with no job opportunities.
9021. Okay.
So that is one.
Mm. Okay.
And if you look at UK, Canada, and Australia kind of
Sorry,
universities,
sorry. Apologies. I missed this offshore part. You said, last a minute, I think the connectivity or some issue came up. Digression happened in my end.
One.
right, right, no worries. So I'll begin from the first part. So I was saying that if you're looking at abroad universities, normally my clients they come with few objectives. The first objective being that I want to go to a university, study there, and probably I want to stay back for a couple of years to earn some work ex, and then probably I want to come back to India. Okay. So I am considering your objective to be similar. Uh, can I do that? I mean, or you have a different kind of an objective?
So it's a fluid situation. Everyone is forming, kids is forming their own thought process, parents are forming their own thought process. Everything is at a work in progress stage from a career perspective. And, so, though obviously loosely putting, we know how, why, people look up to the good quality universities. Yes, there is angle from undergrad and then postgrad, and then people look to work, get a global work experience, and then come back and see what world is open for you, or you come back India. Yes, that's a broadly thought process. But
Right.
what else could be the reason? It's just
Hmm.
that it's all of us think that they get a global experience, and then they have a relative comparison to it. But whether undergrad is the right or a postgrad is right,
Yeah.
that
So
needs to be seen. Yes, I completely agree with you. For undergrad, if it's a good quality university in US, if he's getting into it, then yes. But this Australia and other things opening up, so undergrad from my perspective will be if you are getting into a good college in US.
So let me put it this way, that the first question is that undergrad should be done in India or abroad. That is the first question.
Yes. Yeah.
So if it's the first question, my normal answer is that it is a process of opening up of opportunity. You just don't know in this country in India when the entire admission process is entrance based. You just don't know how many places I'll be able to get through. Will that place be good enough for my child? So just to create a further cushion, probably you can send applications to universities. Your kid will be passing out his class 12 in 2024. So by
That's
the
right.
month of June 2024, you will have ample offers on your desk to decide that which way should I go. Till then, the advice is to remain unbiased and send as many applications as possible all across the world. What it does to you,
So you're saying that, sorry to cut you, you're saying for US university, since it's a 1.5 year away, we should start sending the application now.
not now, you will start sending your application in the month of August this year.
Okay. Okay. And what should be the rank order specifically for US?
Sir, I'm coming to everything, just don't worry. Okay. So I was saying that June 2024, when we have all the offers, we probably make a sound decision that which way do we go? Is it India or is it outside? Supposedly, let's say the kid here manages to get into an IIM Indore or probably a TU BMS, then I would advise that do not go outside. You can stay in India. It is one of the best opportunities to study. There's no point going outside and spending a crore, for doing your undergrad if you've got to the right place. But let's say I do not get into these two places, or probably I do not even get into an RC, then probably I can execute my abroad universities also. Now, your next question is the ranking order of universities. So, have you ever followed this website called topuniversities.com?
No.
No.
Please do that, sir. For any course in this given world, topuniversities.com is the correct website to look at for university rankings. It will give you a list of 500 universities spread all across the world. And if you click on the names of the universities, you'll be able to understand their ranking. This particular ranking is known as QS ranking system, which is the most trusted ranking system across the world. Okay? So if you calculate a list of universities, you will be able to understand that where you are heading up. Okay. Now, I mean, if you have any other questions.
With any other questions?
No, I think it's for now we are clear. So you going back to that, you said that. So you said that if India should be preferred if we get IIM Indore or even these four,
UBS.
do you put that four universities also in that category from
Absolutely.
your experience?
Absolutely.
Okay.
All the 5 IIMs, TU, BMS, and Narsi Monji. You can get these three, then probably it makes a lot of sense to stay back in India.
So all five IIMs have an integrated course?
Yes, sir. All of them have IPM programs.
That's only for IIM Indore and IIM Bangalore, I
No, ma'am.
suppose.
I am Indore, Rohtak, I am Jammu, I am Ranchi, I am Bodh Gaya. These are the 5 IIMs which have an integrated program in management after plus 2. Okay. So I am Bangalore or Ahmedabad or Calcutta. The Blackies, they don't have this program. In fact, in the top 6, you have only Indore. And in the big
Yeah.
IIMs list, you have the rest of the universities. So Ranchi,
So
in
that
fact,
means, yeah,
So
not.
these five IIMs which have the integrated have a separate courses or they go through CUT?
No, that's an
no, they have
IPM
a
course.
separate entrance. For example, IIM Indore conducts the IPM admission test, which is also a test adjudged by IIM Ranchi. So for IIM Ranchi and Indore, you are taking IPM 80. For IIM Rohtak, there is a separate IPM admission test. Okay? And Jammu and Bodh Gaya have a combined entrance.
Okay. So basically the kid will go along. So there is a overlap on CUT and these IPMs?
No, sir. There is no overlap in terms of the entrance structure as well. The entrance structure
So
also
that means the
is
preparation is completely no overlap in preparation.
absolutely. So what you are preparing at Pratham is in line to the preparation required for both of the entrances.
IPM and CUT.
Okay.
Okay? So for both of the entrances, you are absolutely in coordination.
So IPM and CUT.
Yeah,
Right,
IPM and CUT
Hmm.
both are being prepared at Pratham.
right, right.
So within IPM, all the five are getting covered, or there is
No, no, no.
because like
It's
you
a
mentioned,
combined
there is.
syllabus, sir. It's a combined syllabus. No worries on that front.
Hmm.
It's a
And
combined
coming to
syllabus.
the universities abroad. So
Mhm.
how does the child prepare for those, or how does Pratham, help the child to prepare for them?
So please understand the admission cycle first. The admission cycle of
Mm.
abroad universities begins in the month of August and ends by the month of January 2024. Okay? So the
Okay.
entire application will happen in between August to January. That is number one. Number two, it depends on what countries you are going to. Supposedly, let's say you plan to apply to United States. I think I've lost you, sir. Are you there?
No, 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 we are there. We are
Yes.
very much able to hear you.
Okay. In case you're planning for US, you will need a standardized test score. That means you will need an SAT or ACT score. You have to appear for an entrance. Okay. In case you are not planning US, you will not need the SAT score. Okay. Other countries, they only require your IELTS score, which is an English language test. Okay. That is the only test score that they require. They will also look at your academics between class 10th to class 12th. And as you have not finished your class 12th when you are applying, you will have to apply on the basis of a predicted scorecard that your school offers. Okay. So on the basis of your
Yeah.
past performances, the school will give us a predicted scorecard and we will apply through the predicted scorecard only. Okay. This is how it
Understood.
works. Apart from this, they will also look at your extracurricular profile. That means what all stuff have you been able to do in the last, say, 2 to 3 years of your life. Okay. So probably, you've done some kind of sports or you participated in quizzes or probably you did some Olympiads or probably you did some social work. All of that will be taken into account and has a weightage in the admission process. Okay. Now, the last 2 years have been COVID affected. most of our students have not been able to do much in regards to their profile. And that is where they're at a kind of a risk when they're starting to apply to, universities which require profile. So here we come into place where we as mentors offer certain tasks through which the child can improve his or her resume. Okay. And these tasks might involve community-based tasks. These tasks might involve getting into social entrepreneurship, might involve taking up more advanced level courses, or it might also involve taking up quizzes, Olympiads, and many other activities. Okay. So it's a very customized approach on our end where we discuss it with each child, basis their interests, and we figure out a set of activities for them. Okay. So that is how it works. So it's a mentor-led campaign. Beyond that,
So this profiling is non-SAT, means non-US related universities,
no, it's not
and
binding
US
on.
related university will go only for SAT.
No, not really. Even for US, the
Hmm.
extracurricular requirement is very heavy. So if you look
Hmm.
at like a university like UPenn, University of Pennsylvania, Ivy League
Hmm.
University, for their
Hmm.
Wharton Business School programs. So
Hmm.
what they say is that 25% weightage is for standardized test scores, 25% weightage is for academic scores, 25% weightage is for your essays, recommendations, and your SOP, and remaining 25% is for your extracurricular profile. That means every portion of your profile is actually equally weighted. So
Hmm.
this is how US does it. It's a very holistic format of admissions in United States.
Hmm.
That's
Hmm.
why I say that it is probably the toughest admission to crack in the world. Okay,
Hmm.
because you need to work on
You said
everything.
extracurricular academics,
Your
essay
standardized test
writing,
score
or okay.
and all
When you
the
say
essays and
standardized
task
test score is the SAT score.
that score.
Standardized test score is the SAT.
That score and your TOEFL score when you're looking at US. You might also add an AP score, advanced placements. So these are various things that you can add. But when you're looking at the rest of the world, okay, rest of the
Hmm.
world, let's say, for example, people look at Canada. So Canada is very, very highly concentrating upon your academic scores, majorly
Hmm.
on the
Hmm.
academic score. 60% weightage is on the academic score, 40% weightage is on your extracurricular profile.
Hmm. Hmm.
UK, on the other hand, is looking at only class 10th and class 12th score, and they give admissions on the basis of how you write your personal statement. So when
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
apply to
Hmm.
UCAS, UK, you use a platform called UCAS, and that allows you to apply to only 5 universities. Okay, you cannot apply to anything more. All those 5 universities, they'll get one statement of purpose from the child, where the child says that, why am I choosing this subject? What led me to it? What am I aiming to do after this? How did I decide? So all of that in a story format, you have to present to the universities. If you look at other countries, let's say, for example, Europe or Australia, etc., they are majorly concentrating upon your academic scores. Okay. So whatever you
Hmm.
score in your 10th, 11th, and 12th, that is to be considered. Okay? So this is how it works. Profiling always has a value in any kind of a university abroad and also the modern age universities in India. But the weightage will be different. In US, the weightage is highest. Other countries, the weightage probably is lower. Okay. So at Pratham, we help in doing the profiling. Plus, as the application process is quite complex, so we offer our services towards the applications. So, for example,
Hmm.
shortlisting the universities, shortlisting the courses is a major job. Okay, it's not easy. I mean, there are 4,500 universities in US. So, how do you select that? What are those 5 or 6 universities that I'm going to apply to? So, there is a way to do it. So, we understand the technology. We give you a research sheet which has all the universities, their fee structures, their locations, their course links, so that you know that what is being taught and how is being taught, and also any scholarship opportunity. So all of that and the required SAT scores, if it is required, all of that comes on a Google Sheet. You can have a look at it and then finally decide. So probably I give you 10 universities and you have to shortlist 5 out of them. Okay? So after you've done that, we help you also in understanding the application process. So if you are applying to US, you will apply through a portal called the Common App. So Common App in itself will ask for 3 different essays. After you submit the Common App with all your documents, the universities from that angle will also ask for subsequent applications. That means they will ask for further essays. They might ask for point of references, contacts, those kind of things. So you'll have to supply all of that information and then you wait for the decision to arrive. So just to get into a little bit of detail, US application has 2 primary stages. One is called the early application. This is the best stage to apply because maximum scholarships and maximum admissions will happen in the early cycle. Early cycle begins in the month of August, ends on 30th of October. Okay. The decision, if you apply in this cycle, your decision will arrive somewhere in the month of January, in between 13th of January to 30th of January. So just understand, the kid is going to appear for his tests in March, and you've already got a confirmed decision from a US university in the month of January. Okay.
No,
So,
no, we are talking August 24 applying, and the clarity comes in by Jan 25, you mean to say?
No.
no,
We have to apply August
August
23.
sorry,
23, and you
23.
get your
Hmm.
So
offers in
Jan,
Jan
okay,
24.
that's what my question.
So
Jan
before the
20.
boards, basically you have an offer letter from the
Absolutely. And it's a
university.
confirmed offer. Other countries will give you a conditional offer, which means that you have to achieve so and so percentage in your board exams to convert the offer. But in US, the offer is already confirmed. Okay. So that is a very different scenario in United States. So in terms of the application process, this is how it works. In other countries, the load of essays, etc., is lower than in US. But yet, uh, in UK, the personal statement is a very complex thing to write. In Canada, there are no such essays. In Australia, very few essays are required. Okay, so that is how it works. I'm
So
sorry,
management
I
courses.
probably have given you a
No, I have a very
load of
basic
information.
question. Yeah, I have a very basic, commonsensical question as a parent.
Hmm.
Since Pratham also now knows my child on a day-to-day basis, we have already signed up with Pratham, right? There is already a categorization of a kid being done, right? When I say categorization from a fitment point of view, where is the in which quartile the kid is from a capability standpoint, right? So instead of uh, when I'm talking the non-Indian first is the Indian universities. Yes, we are preparing for it. You have explained to us the the CUT and the IPM how the preparation is being done. Now, when we have to uh, warm up towards the global universities, where is the understanding from Pratham coming to us that in which league the kid is? What I mean by that is, right, that is it like you rank ordered the universities from your experience in which quartile the kid is,
I understand.
so that the energy should be to take the kid one or two notch above what his present situation is. He or she can't leapfrog 5 notches. And so the logic should be that if this is the present status of the kid from the experience of Pratham, right? And he can, but from here on in, since there is already 14, 15 months left, he can, scale up to so and so level by these efforts. So that's probably required to debunk and
I'll just
demystify the entire
right.
non-Indian universities.
I'll just answer that. So the point here is that at the moment you are enrolled with our domestic services, which deals with the aptitude-based entrances in India. I work in the international department, which is a totally separate department than the domestic. Okay? As of now, uh, for the student, I have no clue I only know you as the client. As of now, I would require mark sheets of the student in between class 9th to class 12th. I would
Sure.
like to see that, what kind of scores he has been achieving. I would need one single meeting with the child, probably to understand that, what is the child willing to do, and how is the child shaped up as of now. And I would also require a set of extracurriculars that probably the child has attempted in the last 2 years.
Sure.
So with all of that happening, probably I'll be able to determine that where can we channelize our energies into. I'm totally in sync with your question, and I totally understand that what you are trying to figure out. Yes, it is the most important thing to do, that where does the kid fit in? So that is something that I have to calculate over a time period. Okay? Plus, we have still 8 months to go.
Yep.
So I will have to also see that, what kind of interest the child has through the activities that we give them, and how
Hmm.
prompt the child is. Because first
Sure.
thing, that if you're not a juggler, if you cannot juggle between academic studies, coaching, and your preparation towards abroad, then you are just a nobody for foreign universities. Sorry to say that, but that's how it
Hmm.
is. In foreign universities, it's just like, you're in a Diwali fair where the rockets are coming from all ends. So you have to juggle between 10,000 different things in a foreign university. If you are up for it, then apply for it. Otherwise, it is safer to be in India. Okay. So
But
that is number one.
uh, yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Ritesh. Yeah.
Number two is that if you are prompt with your tasks, the tasks that we provide, for example, I'm asking him to do, let's say, some community service, and the child is able to do it in a given requisite amount of time and is able to impact people. Okay. Then believe me, we are in the right direction of sending him abroad. Probably. Okay. Most kids in India will not be able to handle it. If he is able to do it, then we are in the right direction. These are ways of, understanding that. That's how it is.
Fair point, Ritesh. I heard you. So, obvious subsequent question to what you said is, look, since kid is going through his academics, then I am already he has to prepare for his IPM and CUT. Then I also tell him to keep an eye on foreign universities, and for that be prepared for that. Right? Uh, is is it the right thing to do of putting him into three different challenges at one time? Is it worth that? Or it's coming, the best way is that I will be more guided by a reputed institute like you who picks up the feeler. Yes, like you mentioned, after the meeting and after seeing his academics, and also since he is been with the group for some time and he will continue, if there is any reference point coming over there as a cohesive approach, if I come to know, I will be more guided by you guys than applying my own gut feel on it.
I'll tell you on that regard that Gurgaon Center is one of the centers under my preview. So, what I can do in your case is probably I can connect with Sunil and get to understand about how the child is doing in terms of preparation and overall attitude.
Hmm.
So that is one thing. Second thing is, you have to, due to our conversation since yesterday, I think probably as parent, you will have to sit down with him and understand that whether or not you will be able to take up this amount of pressure. It is sincerely pressure. I'll demand for at least 5 hours every week for the profiling activities. Month of August onward, I'll demand more time for the essays. Plus, he has a lot on his plate in terms of tuitions, coaching from Pratham, and school activities. Okay. So, as a parent, also, you'll have to adjust that whether or not he is the kind of a kid who will be able to manage these surmounting tasks. It is not very easy for
Hmm.
every child. Right? So, that is
Hmm.
something that probably you will have to figure out. If you say that he is ready, then probably I'm ready to shoot.
So, so in an ideal copybook case, what do parents do? Do they do either or between India and global, or do they do both? Are they
Okay.
keeping one feet in both the boats?
Okay. Sir, 80%. We teach round about say 8,000 kids in Delhi NCR. 80% of those kids, they are only in one boat. Maybe not only because the child can take the pressure or not, it is also because of the financial reasons. Okay. If I certainly look at Gurgaon, where maximum number of enrollments happen for international universities, there I see a lot of students trying to be in both the boats, okay, and successfully as well, right? So in the past, I have had incidences where I've got through for a for a candidate in the top universities in Canada, and we've got through Shahid Sukhdev. He decided to stay back. The kid studied at Shahid Sukhdev for 2 years, got an offer from Bain Consulting, and we were preparing again for our postgrad. We had a GMAT score of 700, brilliant profile. We could have gone through Harvard deferred program also. But then we again decided that we will stay back for 2 years. We will work at Bain, and then probably we will apply again. So we've
That's
done that.
postgrad. That's
That's
after the
postgrad.
WorkX.
Yeah. So at every juncture, you have to take a decision. There has to be somebody in your life who is able to help you there. So that is the role that we are playing.
Hmm. Sure, Ritesh. Understood. No, it's quite helpful.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So let's stay connected, Ritesh. What
Sure,
we can do is, my name is Rohit Suri. I work for a vendors. So let's stay connected with each other
sure,
and
sure.
ponder
So what
over
I'll do
it.
is I'll just ask my colleague to send you a mail tomorrow or day after, which states our services, financials, etc. You have a look at it. I then you can have a discussion with the kid also. If you're all in sync, then probably we take a journey today.
So first
If
we
not,
will, like you mentioned, first let's go with the academics and the interview with you to
okay,
be whether there's one boat, two boat, no boat, or
So
that's the
what we'll require from your side is probably, you can take the feedback from the Gurgaon branch of how my son Tanmay is doing
and
in
then we
academics. And also, if you can have a one-on-one interaction with him, either directly or, through your team there, so that you can form an opinion about him. And then we probably,
he will carry
take a
all his
second discussion with you.
sure.
And I think that will give a clearer picture.
Great, great.
he-